The Forgotten Legend. The cold, unforgiving depths of space stretched out before Commander Lena Sorensen as she gazed through the viewport of her small patrol ship. Stationed at the farthest reaches of Earth's territory, she had grown accustomed to the long, lonely shifts monitoring the border for any signs of trouble. But today it was different. Today, the silence was broken by an impossible sight. Lena squinted at the distant flashes of light, her heart racing as the realization dawned on her. Ships, a whole fleet of them, materializing from the void as if conjured by some ancient magic. Their hulls bore the scars of battles long forgotten, their designs a relic of a bygone era. And yet, there they were, a ghost story come to life. The Lost Fleet. Every child on Earth knew the legend, a tale of Earth's bravest warriors. The pride of humanity, vanishing into the abyss centuries ago. A mystery that had haunted the collective imagination for generations, a symbol of both hope and despair. And now, against all odds, they had returned. Lena's fingers danced across the console as she attempted to hail the enigmatic fleet, her voice steady despite the adrenaline coursing through her veins. "This is Commander Lena Sorensen of the Earth Defense Force. Identify yourselves." Static crackled in response, a hiss of white noise that seemed to carry the weight of centuries. Then a voice, distorted but unmistakably human, echoed through the speakers. "This is the Phoenix Armada, formerly known as Earth's Lost Fleet. We come in peace, but with a warning." Lena leaned forward, her brow furrowed as she studied the readouts on her screen. The ships were unlike anything she had ever seen, their technology far surpassing even the most advanced vessels in Earth's arsenal. Scorch marks and patchwork repairs adorned their hulls, evidence of a long and perilous journey. "Phoenix Armada, you are not authorized to enter Earth space," Lena said, her tone firm but not hostile. "Please state your intentions and prepare to be escorted to the nearest starbase for identification and processing." Again, the static, a haunting chorus that seemed to carry whispers of the past. "Negative, Commander Sorensen. We cannot submit to Earth's authority. The fate of the galaxy depends on our mission, and time is running out." Lena's mind raced as she tried to make sense of the situation. The Lost Fleet had been gone for centuries, vanished without a trace. And now, they had returned, bearing a cryptic warning and advanced technology that defied explanation. Her instincts told her that something was amiss, that there was more to this story than met the eye. As she pondered her next move, a new voice cut through the static, cold, and authoritative. "Commander Sorensen, this is Counselor Valen of the Galactic Council. You are hereby ordered to stand down and allow us to handle this situation. The Phoenix Armada is to be considered a rogue element and a potential threat to galactic stability." Lena hesitated, torn between her duty to Earth and the growing sense that she was witnessing something momentous. The Galactic Council, the governing body that had brought stability to the galaxy after centuries of war and strife. But why were they so eager to intervene, to silence the Phoenix Armada before their message could be heard? In that moment, Lena made a decision that would change the course of her life and the fate of the galaxy. She cut the comm link to the Council and opened a private channel to the Phoenix Armada. "Phoenix Armada, this is Commander Sorensen. I don't know what your mission is, but I can tell that it's important. I'm willing to listen, but I need to know more. What is this warning you speak of?" The voice that responded was weary, burdened by the weight of centuries, but still filled with a quiet determination. "Commander Sorensen, thank you for your trust. The warning we bring concerns the very fabric of the universe itself. An ancient threat, long forgotten, is stirring in the depths of space. We call it the Echoes, and if left unchecked, it will consume everything in its path." Lena felt a chill run down her spine as she absorbed the implications of the Armada's words. An ancient threat, a danger so grave that it had prompted the return of Earth's greatest legends. And now, it fell to her to decide whether to trust their warning or to follow the Council's orders and condemn them as renegades. As she looked out at the battered ships of the Phoenix Armada, Lena knew that she could not turn her back on them. Not now, not when the fate of the galaxy hung in the balance. With a deep breath, she made her choice. Phoenix Armada, I believe you, and I want to help. Tell me what you need. And with those words, Commander Lena Sorensen sealed her fate and set in motion a chain of events that would reshape the galaxy forever. The legend of Earth's lost fleet had returned, and with it, a new chapter in the story of humanity's place among the stars. Echoes of the past. In the centuries since Earth had taken its place among the stars, the Galactic Council had become the dominant force in the known universe. A coalition of powerful alien races, the Council had brought order and stability to a galaxy once torn by conflict and strife. But that stability had come at a price, and as Commander Lena Sorensen was beginning to realize, the price may have been too high. As the Phoenix Armada hung in the void, a silent testament to humanity's forgotten legacy, Lena found herself at the center of a growing storm. The Council's ships had arrived in force, their sleek, angular hulls bristling with weapons and sensors. They formed a perimeter around the Armada, a clear message that they would not allow the lost fleet to proceed unchallenged. Lena's comm crackled to life, the voice of Counselor Valen filling the cockpit with its cold, imperious tone. Commander Sorensen, you have disobeyed a direct order from the Council. Stand down immediately and prepare to be boarded. The Phoenix Armada is to be taken into custody for questioning and evaluation. Lena's grip tightened on the controls, her jaw clenched with determination. She had made her choice, and she would not back down now. Negative, Counselor Valen. The Phoenix Armada has information vital to the safety of the galaxy. I cannot allow you to silence them. The Counselor's response was swift and merciless. Then you leave us no choice, Commander. You are hereby stripped of your rank and declared an enemy of the Council. All ships, open fire on the Phoenix Armada and any vessel that stands in our way. Lena's eyes widened as the Council ships powered up their weapons, the void lit by the glow of charging plasma cannons at missile bays. She knew that her small patrol ship stood no chance against the might of the Council fleet, but she also knew that she could not abandon the Armada, not when they held the key to understanding the ancient threat that loomed over them all. With a quick flick of her wrist, Lena sent her ship into a dizzying spiral, narrowly avoiding the first salvo of Council fire. She opened a channel to the Armada, her voice urgent and strained. Phoenix Armada, the Council is attacking. We need to get out of here, now. The response came in the form of a low, rumbling chuckle, a sound that sent shivers down Lena's spine. Do not worry, Commander Sorensen. We have faced far worse than this in our long journey. Follow us, and we will show you the truth that the Council seeks to hide. As Lena watched in awe, the Phoenix Armada burst into motion, their ancient engines flaring to life with a burst of blinding light. They moved with a grace and precision that belied their age, weaving through the Council's fire like wraiths in the night. And at their center, the flagship of the Armada, a massive dreadnought that seemed to radiate power and purpose. Lena urged her ship forward, slipping into formation beside the Armada as they accelerated towards the edge of the system. Behind them, the Council ships gave chase, their weapons lighting up the void with a relentless barrage of fire. But the Armada was faster, their technology far surpassing anything the Council had at its disposal. As they reached the edge of the system, the flagship of the Armada opened a channel, the voice of its commander filling Lena's cockpit with a sense of ancient wisdom and sorrow. Commander Sorensen, what we are about to show you may be difficult to understand, but it is the truth that we have carried with us for centuries. The echoes are real, and they are coming. The Council knows this, but they have chosen to bury the truth, to maintain their grip on power at any cost. Lena leaned forward, her heart pounding in her chest as she tried to make sense of the commander's words. What are the echoes? What is the Council hiding? The commander's response was heavy with the weight of centuries. The echoes are a signal, a message from the depths of space and time. They are the harbingers of an ancient race, a civilization that once spanned the galaxy and beyond. A civilization that fell long ago, but whose legacy lives on in the very fabric of the universe itself. Lena's mind raced as she tried to process the implications of the commander's words. An ancient civilization, a legacy that threatened the very foundations of the galaxy. And the Council, the supposed guardians of peace and stability, had known all along. Why would the Council hide this? Lena asked, her voice trembling with a mixture of fear and anger. Because they fear what the truth would mean, the commander replied, his voice heavy with sorrow. They fear the chaos that would ensue if the galaxy knew the truth about the echoes, about the ancient race that once ruled over us all. They fear the loss of their power, the collapse of the order they have worked so hard to maintain. As the Phoenix Armada hurtled through the void, Lena felt a sense of purpose settle over her like a mantle. She had set out on this journey in search of answers, but now she realized that she had stumbled upon something far greater. A truth that had the power to change the galaxy forever. A truth that the Council would stop at nothing to suppress. And as she looked out at the battered, ancient ships of the Phoenix Armada, Lena knew that she would follow them to the ends of the universe, if that was what it took to uncover the secrets of the echoes and bring the truth to light. For in the echoes of the past, she had found a new destiny, a calling that would define her life and shake the future of the galaxy itself. And with the Phoenix Armada at her side, she knew that she would not rest until the truth was known, and the ancient legacy of the echoes was finally understood. Revelations and betrayal. As the Phoenix Armada navigated through the treacherous depths of uncharted space, Commander Lena Sorensen found herself standing on the bridge of the flagship, face to face with the legendary Admiral Ilara Vostok. The Admiral's presence was imposing, her eyes filled with a fierce determination that spoke of the battles she had fought and the sacrifices she had made. Commander Sorensen, Admiral Vostok began, her voice rich with the weight of centuries. I understand that you have many questions, and I promise you, the answers you seek will change everything you thought you knew about the galaxy and humanity's place within it. Lena nodded, her heart racing with a mixture of anticipation and trepidation. Admiral, I need to know the truth. What happened to the Lost Fleet all those years ago? And what is this ancient threat you spoke of, the echoes? Admiral Vostok's gaze turned distant, as if she were seeing beyond the confines of the ship, into the very heart of the universe itself. Long ago, when humanity first ventured into the stars, we encountered a signal, a message from the depths of space. We called it the echoes, for it seemed to resonate through the very fabric of reality itself. She paused, her voice growing heavy with the weight of memory. We followed the echoes, seeking to unravel their mysteries, and what we found, it changed everything. An ancient civilization, far older and more advanced than anything we had ever encountered. A civilization that had vanished, leaving behind only ruins and whispers of a great cataclysm. Lena leaned forward, her eyes wide with wonder and fear. What happened to them? And what does it have to do with the echoes? Admiral Vostok's expression grew grim, her voice low and urgent. The echoes, Commander, are not just a message. They are a warning, a harbinger of a threat that could consume the entire galaxy. The ancient civilization that left them behind, they knew what was coming. They tried to prepare, to leave a legacy that would guide those who came after. But they failed, and now it falls to us to finish what they started. Lena's mind raced as she tried to process the Admiral's words. A threat that could consume the galaxy, an ancient civilization that had fallen, leaving behind only cryptic warnings and ruins. It was almost too much to comprehend, too vast and terrifying to contemplate. But before she could ask any more questions, the ship's alarms began to blare, a deafening chorus of warning and urgency. Admiral Vostok's eyes narrowed, her voice sharp and commanding. Report. What's happening? The response came from one of the bridge crew, a young woman with fear etched into her features. Admiral, We're detecting multiple council ships dropping out of hyperspace. They found us. Admiral Vostok's jaw clenched, her eyes blazing with a fierce determination. So be it. They want to silence us, to bury the truth. But we will not go quietly into the night. We will fight, and we will make them hear us, even if it costs us everything. Lena felt a chill run down her spine as she watched the council ships on the view screen, their sleek, angular hulls bristling with weapons and sensors. They had pursued the Phoenix Armada across the galaxy, desperate to maintain their grip on power, to keep the truth of the echoes hidden from the masses. But as she looked around the bridge of the flagship, at the faces of the men and women who had sacrificed everything to carry the warning of the ancients, Lena knew that she could not back down. Not now, not when the fate of the galaxy hung in the balance. "Admiral," she said, her voice steady and resolute, "I'm with you. To the end." Admiral Vostok nodded, a fierce smile tugging at the corners of her mouth. "Then let us show the Council what happens when they try to silence the truth. All hands, battle stations, prepare to engage the enemy." As the Phoenix Armada readied itself for battle, Lena felt a sense of purpose settle over her like a mantle. She had set out on this journey seeking answers, but now she realized that she had found something far greater, a cause, a mission that transcended her own life, her own desires. And as the first salvos of council fire lit up the void, as the ancient ships of the Phoenix Armada returned fire with a vengeance, Lena knew that she would fight with everything she had to protect the legacy of the ancients, to ensure that the truth of the echoes would never be forgotten. For in the heat of battle, in the face of betrayal and desperation, she had found a new strength, a new resolve. And with Admiral Vostok and the Phoenix Armada at her side, she knew that they would not rest until the galaxy was freed from the chains of the Council's lies, and the ancient warning of the echoes was heeded at last. The gathering storm. The battle against the Council's forces had been fierce, a desperate struggle for survival against overwhelming odds. But in the end, the Phoenix Armada had emerged victorious, their ancient weapons and battle-hardened crews proving more than a match for the sleek, modern ships of the Council fleet. Now, as the Armada limped through the void, their hulls scarred and battered but their spirits unbroken, Commander Lena Sorensen found herself standing once again on the bridge of the flagship, her eyes fixed on the stars that stretched out before them. "We're entering uncharted space," Admiral Ilara Vostok said, her voice heavy with the weight of the task that lay ahead. "The echoes are growing stronger, more insistent. We must be close to their source." Lena nodded, her brow furrowed with a mixture of anticipation and unease. "What do you think we'll find out there, Admiral?" "The ruins of the ancient civilization. Some kind of weapon or technology that could turn the tide against the Council." Admiral Vostok shook her head, her expression grim. "I wish I knew, Commander. All I know is that the echoes are more than just a message. They're a summons, a call to action. And we must answer it, no matter the cost." As the Armada pressed on, the stars around them began to change, taking on strange, unfamiliar patterns and hues. Nebulae swirled in dizzying spirals, their colors shifting and pulsing in time with the eerie, haunting melody of the echoes. And then, without warning, they found it. A massive structure, floating in the void like a ghostly sentinel, its surface etched with intricate alien glyphs and symbols. It was unlike anything Lena had ever seen, a monument to a civilization long lost, a testament to the secrets that lay buried in the depths of space and time. "What is it?" Lena breathed, her eyes wide with wonder and trepidation. Admiral Vostok's voice was hushed, almost reverent. "The source of the echoes, the last legacy of the Ancient Ones. We must go inside, Commander. We must learn the truth." As the Armada approached the structure, Lena felt a sense of unease wash over her, a prickling at the back of her neck that spoke of hidden dangers and unseen threats. But she pushed it aside, determined to see this mission through to the end. They docked with the structure, their ships locking into place like pieces of a cosmic puzzle. And then, As the airlock doors hissed open, Lena and Admiral Vostok stepped out into the unknown, their hearts pounding with a mixture of fear and exhilaration. The interior of the structure was vast, a labyrinth of twisting corridors and cavernous chambers, each one filled with the eerie, pulsing light of the echoes. And as they pressed deeper, following the trail of glyphs and symbols that seemed to beckon them onward, Lena began to feel a growing sense of dread, a certainty that they were not alone. "Admiral," she whispered, her voice tight with fear, "I think we're being watched." Admiral Vostok nodded, her hand resting on the hilt of her sidearm. "I feel it too, Commander. But we must press on. The truth is close. I can feel it." And then, as they rounded a corner and stepped into a vast, circular chamber, they saw it. A towering monolith, its surface shimmering with a strange, otherworldly energy. And before it, a figure, cloaked in shadow, its form twisted and distorted by the pulsing light of the echoes. "Who are you?" Admiral Vostok demanded, her voice ringing out in the eerie silence of the chamber. The figure turned, its face hidden beneath a cowl of shimmering fabric, and when it spoke, its voice was a whisper, a sibilant hiss that seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. "I am the last of the Ancient Ones," it said, its words heavy with the weight of eons. "And you are the ones who have followed the echoes, who have sought the truth that lies buried in the depths of time." Lena's heart raced as she stared at the figure, her mind reeling with the implications of its words. The last of the Ancient Ones, the civilization that had left behind the echoes, the warning that had brought them to this place. "What truth?" Admiral Vostok asked, her voice steady and determined. "What is the threat that the echoes warn of?" The figure's voice grew low and urgent, its words filled with a desperate intensity. "The universe is not what it seems, Admiral. There are forces at work, powers beyond your understanding. The echoes are a warning, a call to prepare for the storm that is coming. For when it arrives, when the veil is lifted and the true nature of reality is revealed, everything you know will be swept away." Lena felt a chill run down her spine as she listened to the figure's words, her mind racing with the implications of what it was saying. A storm, a threat that could sweep away everything they knew, everything they had fought to protect. And as she looked at Admiral Vostok, at the determined set of her jaw, and the fierce light in her eyes, Lena knew that they would not back down, that they would face this threat head-on, no matter the cost. "Tell us what we need to do," Admiral Vostok said, her voice ringing out in the chamber like a clarion call. "We will not let the galaxy fall. We will fight, with every ounce of strength and courage we possess." The figure's voice grew softer, almost mournful. "Then listen well, Admiral, for the path ahead is perilous, and the price of failure is higher than you can imagine. The Council must be stopped, their lies and deceptions exposed, and the people of the galaxy must be warned, must be prepared for the storm that is to come." Lena nodded, her heart pounding with a newfound sense of purpose. They had come so far, had sacrificed so much. And now, at last, they knew the truth, knew the stakes of the battle that lay ahead. And as they turned to leave the chamber, to return to the Armada, and begin the long, difficult work of preparing the galaxy for the coming storm, Lena felt a sense of hope blossom in her chest, a certainty that no matter what challenges lay ahead, they would face them together, united in their determination to protect the legacy of the ancients and ensure the survival of all they held dear. For in the face of the gathering storm, in the shadow of the truth that had been revealed, they had found a new strength, a new resolve. And with the Phoenix Armada at their back and the warnings of the echoes to guide them, they would not rest until the galaxy was safe, and the Ancient One's message had been heard by all. The final confrontation. The Phoenix Armada emerged from the ancient structure forever changed, the weight of the truth they had uncovered hanging heavy upon their shoulders. The last of the Ancient Ones had revealed the true nature of the echoes, the warning they carried of a threat beyond imagining. a cosmic storm that threatened to consume the galaxy, to unravel the very fabric of reality itself. As Commander Lena Sorensen stood on the bridge of the flagship, her eyes fixed on the stars that stretched out before them, she felt a sense of purpose settle over her like a mantle. They had a mission now, a sacred duty to fulfill, to warn the people of the galaxy, to prepare them for the coming storm, and to stop the Council, to expose their lies and deceptions before it was too late. But even as the Armada set course for the heart of the galaxy, for the seat of the Council's power, they knew that the road ahead would be fraught with danger and sacrifice. The Council would not relinquish its grip on the truth easily, would not surrender its power without a fight. And so, as the ancient ships of the Phoenix Armada slipped through the void, their crews steeled themselves for the battles to come, for the sacrifices they would be called upon to make in the name of the greater good. They struck first at the Council's outposts, at the listening stations and communications hubs that formed the backbone of its vast network of control. And with each victory, each strike against the Council's power, the Armada grew stronger, its ranks swelling with those who had heard the message of the echoes and pledged themselves to the cause. But the Council would not be defeated so easily. Its fleets massed, its armies gathered, ready to crush the rebellion before it could spread. And in the skies above 100 worlds, the final battle for the fate of the galaxy began. It was a battle unlike any the galaxy had ever seen, a clash of ancient technology and modern might, of desperate courage and unyielding resolve. The Phoenix Armada fought with the fury of the righteous, their ancient weapons tearing through the Council's defenses like a hot knife through butter. But the Council's forces were vast, their numbers seemingly endless, and for every ship the Armada destroyed, 2 more seemed to take its place. And in the heart of the battle, in the midst of the chaos and the carnage, Commander Lena Sorensen found herself face to face with the true face of the Council, with the corrupt and twisted heart that lay at the center of its power. It was a creature of pure malevolence, a being of ancient evil that had manipulated the Council from the shadows for centuries, bending its will to its own dark purposes. And as Lena stared into its eyes, into the abyss of its soul, she knew that this was the true enemy, the source of the lies and deceptions that had led the galaxy to the brink of destruction. "You cannot win," the creature hissed, its voice a twisted, mocking echo of the echoes themselves. "The storm is coming, and when it arrives, all will be consumed. You fight for a lost cause, Commander, a futile dream." But Lena would not be swayed, would not be broken by the creature's words. She had seen the truth, had heard the message of the ancients, and she knew, with a certainty that burned like a fire in her soul, that the galaxy could be saved, that the storm could be weathered, if only they had the courage to stand against the darkness. "No," she said, her voice ringing out like a clarion call across the battlefield. "We fight for hope, for the future. And we will not be defeated, not by you, not by the storm, not by anything." And with those words, she unleashed the full might of the Phoenix Armada upon the creature, upon the Council, upon the forces of darkness that threatened to consume the galaxy. And in that moment, as the ancient weapons of the Armada tore through the enemy's defenses, as the Council's power crumbled and shattered like glass, Lena knew that they had won, that the galaxy would be free. But the victory had come at a terrible cost. The Phoenix Armada lay in ruins, its ships shattered and broken, its crews decimated by the fury of the battle. And as Lena stood amidst the wreckage, her heart heavy with the weight of the lives lost, she knew that the true fight was only just beginning. For the storm was still coming. The cosmic threat that the echoes had warned of still loomed on the horizon, and it would take all the strength and courage of the galaxy, all the unity and determination of its people, to weather the coming darkness. But as she looked out at the stars, at the infinite possibilities that stretched out before them, Lena knew that they would not face this challenge alone. For the Phoenix Armada had lit the spark, had shown the galaxy the way. And in the years to come, as the people of the galaxy banded together to prepare for the storm, to build a new future free from the lies and manipulations of the past, the legend of the Armada would endure, a shining beacon of hope and courage in the face of the unknown. And so, as the dust of the final battle settled, as the galaxy began to rebuild and heal, Commander Lena Sorensen and the brave souls of the Phoenix Armada took their place among the stars, their sacrifices and their triumphs forever etched into the fabric of history. For they had faced the darkness, had stood against the storm, and in doing so, had shown the galaxy the true strength and resilience of the human spirit. And in the ages to come, as the people of the galaxy looked back upon this moment, upon the day when the Phoenix Armada had returned from legend to reshape the course of history, they would remember the courage and the sacrifice of those who had fought and died for the truth, for the future, for the dream of a galaxy united in the face of the unknown.